Which tablet should I get? Have you been thinking about tablets again? Come on, admit it. We love these little gadgets, but many of us are not quite sure what to do with them. How do I know I'm one of those guys? I used to have a Samsung tablet before, like Wi-Fi, and because I have my phone, which is pretty convenient with a big screen, LG G4, I decided it wasn't worth it. And then, me personally, I do everything on my computer because I like the keyboard. I like the physical keyboard, and I often have to work with the files, like when I create my YouTube videos or for my heavyhole.tv channel. I have to move in files in and out, upload, and that's difficult to do with the tablet. But then I got a Phantom. I bought a drone, DJI Phantom 3, and you can use your smartphone to control the drone, but the screen is not good enough for that. Like, it's really great to use a tablet. And so I got iPad mini 4. This is a 64 gigabyte model, Wi-Fi only. And the screen, what I like about this, the screen is gorgeous because it's a retina display, very high resolution. And the tablet itself, it's like, work out of a science fiction book, very thin, very light, easy to hold in your hand. But it did not work very well with my drone, because the drone I have is actually designed to use the smartphone for control. That's the charger. So I decided to, and then I talked to a friend of mine who's a big fan of tablets, and he has a bunch of like bigger ones, Wi-Fi tablets, but then recently he got a cellular tablet. And I'm like, what's with that? And he said, well, he wanted to use it for e-logs as a tracker, for e-logs, and also he can use it, for emails and stuff like that. And so I looked at that model that he bought, and this is the second one I have here. This is LG, the latest version 3, because there was a G-Pad 2 and G-Pad 1. So this is pretty much the same screen as on the iPad, but this one runs Android instead of the iOS. And so when you download apps, you have to use Google Store versus the Apple Store. And I like that one better because that's what I'm using for my LG G4 phone, which runs Android. Like, for me personally, that's a plus. But most importantly, two other considerations is that LG is pretty much like 3 times cheaper than iPhone. So that side by side. So Apple in my right hand, and LG is in my left hand. And as you can see, LG is a little bit more narrow, but the screen here is 7.9 inch according to the manuals and the online documentation. Over here it's 8. And this is the back. Right now, so what's cool about LG is that, first of all, it's $240 Canadian, which is like 200 US, versus this one 64 gigabyte model now sells for $519 Canadian, $520 plus tax. So it's pretty much like $500 US. So it's not exactly 3 times difference, but close. But this is Wi-Fi only, and this is cellular. So this thing has its own number now. I just activated it, and it's only like, now with this current plans, like at least Rogers, who I'm with in Canada, you can share your data, and it's like $10 a month extra. That's it. I already have plenty of data on my smartphone, so I'm just sharing this. And now I can use it, you know, because e-logs are coming in the future. I can also use it for e-logs. All I need to do is just a little gadget that plugs into your port on your truck, and then you download Red McNally Connect or something it's called, and there's some monthly fee, but I mean that's in the future. There's so many applications, like practical, very practical and functional apps on Android, and as you can see, it's like the tablets are cheaper, right? And so cellular, and so it comes with unlike Apple that doesn't give you many ports. Okay, you can still like both iPad and Gpad, you can attach your, you know, the headsets, but also this one supports USB. You can just plug in like a USB stick, and it's much easier to move files. You know, of course, if you have an Apple, if your computer is Apple, you have a phone, you know, iPhone, you can use AirDrop, and you can move files like via Bluetooth, Wi-Fi between the devices. But this is USB, like it supports USB storage, you know. And so it's on the side. You don't need to open the back. The back does not open. It's like this. That's where you put the SIM card and the storage card. I have to put in. I just got it. So I don't know. And for me, the winner is this, because I think the future is with the internet-enabled devices. You know, especially if it's a portable thing like this. Like, okay, if you're gonna use it at home all the time, and you have a, you know, internet at home always running, but then what's the point of having the tablet? The point of having the tablet is you can take it with you somewhere, right? And I think internet, like nowadays, everything is internet enabled, right? TVs, maybe fridges in the future, I think they're already enabled, so they can send some data to the store, and then you can order that milk or cookies or whatever, right? So internet-enabled devices are the wave of the future. So to me, especially for 70% off, this is way better than iPad. Of course, you can get a cellular model of iPad, but then it'll be another $100 more, you know. And what I want to do with this, I want to use it as a driver, and most importantly, again, I'm getting rid of my GPS. I'm going to start using this as my navigation device. I'm going to buy like a holder and mount it in the truck. And because it's always on the internet, I will use Google Maps from now on to navigate me, because I just use them on the way back, because I tried to update my TomTom GPS, and I didn't want to do it, but the GPS keeps reminding me that my maps are old, and I have lifetime maps free lifetime map updates available, but it's like 3.5 gigabytes, and I was at a hotel. I decided to try it. It seemed pretty fast, and it said, the message on the screen said, not enough storage. Not enough storage. Like, how much storage do you have over there? Like 2 gigabytes? Like, come on. And so it asked me to remove the old map. I did that, and then of course it failed to install the new one. I tried like 5 times. Something was wrong with the server. Oh, please try again later. And so I ended up with a dead GPS. No map found. That's the message you don't want to see on the screen, right? And so I had to use my phone on the way back from US. I had to use my phone as my navigation device, and I just switched on Google Maps, put in my destination in Canada, and this thing even led me around some construction zones which I did not know existed. So because the maps here are much more modern and current, right, than on any GPS, because over there, how often do you update your maps? Maybe once 6 months, once a year, if you have fast speed internet available, right? So that's why I think this is better. So I'm gonna mount it. I'm gonna use it for maps, and then maybe in the future I'm gonna use it for my logs. But basically, to come back to the beginning of this video where I'm saying, do you really need a tablet? I think you just need to focus on your, applications. What apps would you benefit from, having? Like in my case, I like Google Maps to use as a navigation device, and I might be using e-logs, basically to make my job easier and more fun as a trucker. I cannot use. I don't want to be driving down the road with my laptop open and running maps over there. First of all, the computer is not internet enabled, right? So I'll have to use my phone to create a Wi-Fi spot, which is kind of like stupid. So, and I think for me, this is the winner. And I would really encourage people to look at more affordable Android internet enabled devices versus overpriced but chic iPads from Apple. Thanks for watching. I'm Sergei DRATCHEV in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada, with my new LG G-Pad 3 8.0 FHD tablet. Ciao.